Okay, now before I talk about what hairstyle you should get for your face shape, one thing I want to make point is any hairstyle that you can get can actually look really good as long as it's for the right face shape. The problem with majority of men is you want to get a haircut and then you see a picture of it, Google for whatever trendiest haircuts of 2005. You see it on Google and you're like, okay, this looks really great, good, and it may look good, and then you go to the barber shop and then you're like, you show the guy this is what I want. 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, you get this cut and you're like, it doesn't quite look right. The reason it doesn't look right is, yes, the barber could mess up. That is a very, very frequently occurring thing. But most times it's purely because you're not understanding your face shape or getting the wrong hairstyle for your face shape. It is not the right one for your face shape. The picture that you may saw might be a guy with a diamond face shape, or a slimmer face shape, and you may have a more round face shape and you get a haircut for a slimmer face shape and you're like, this doesn't suit me. It doesn't suit you because you don't have the right face shape. So I'm telling you, any hairstyle on the planet, the most boring freaking side part that most people have, can look good if you put it on the proper face, if that makes sense. Now, the first one is a square face shape. Square face shape is basically where you have kind of that boxy look to your face. Now, with this hairstyle, with this face shape, the most important thing you want to focus on is keeping your hair off your forehead, because especially if you're a lean guy and you have this hairstyle, you already might have quite a small face, and having hair on your forehead, or even mine, like a little bit towards the side of the forehead, what it's going to do is make your face appear even smaller. It's not going to allow you to give you that manly kind of masculine look, and you do not want that, especially when you have this kind of face shape, because it's going to make your face appear very small. The best styles for this is something that's a lot more, anything basically off your forehead. So anything like a slip back, a side part, anything that is a little more grown out, and it doesn't have to be super long, but enough to the point where you're not really having to show any skin and stuff. Because a couple of face shapes I mentioned in this video it's a face shape that's a little bit bigger, just in general bigger. And that doesn't have to do anything with you being lean, with you being fat. It's just you have a bigger face shape. And with bigger face shapes, the general thing is you do not want to show much skin or bring too much attention to that face shape. You want to take attention away from that face shape. And the way you do that is by evening your face shape out with your hair. So when it comes to the square face shape, make sure you're getting it off your forehead. A slick back, a side part, something like that will be a lot better. Now, your circle face shape. Okay, the circle face shape, I think, this is mainly to people. I mean, I'm going to be honest, like if you're fat, you're overweight, this is most likely the face shape you have. Very, very few people are lean and have this face shape. You may even have like a slightly rounder um, shape to your face, but it's not going to be, you will still be lean, so you still have a jawline and stuff, so pretty much whatever hairstyle will still suit you. But for the people who are chubby, you kind of have a double chin and stuff, the thing I would recommend is growing out the sides. You want to grow out the sides to a decent enough point where it's kind of flopping around right like here around your ears. What this is going to do is allow you to have that flow look, kind of like what I have at times. I know at the moment my hair is kind of all over the place, but most times I rock a flow hairstyle. A flow is basically, it's kind of, you have wavy hair or hair with natural texture in it, and you kind of just slick it back like that. It kind of goes towards the back. You can see how it's kind of going towards the back, it's kind of flowing towards the back. What this does is, I do not have a circle face shape, but for people who have a circle face shape, your forehead will come like this, and then your face basically kind of has that round face shape. Now when you grow your hair on the sides, it's going to create more of a symmetrical look, whereas if you have your sides really short, which is a mistake I see a lot of people make, they're obsessed with their fades. They go every couple of weeks and then get the trimmer and they get the fade on the sides. What this does is, when your sides are really short and you just have hair on the top, you're going to bring attention to your face a lot. And like I mentioned with the previous hairstyle, when it comes to especially these two face shapes, the circle face shape and the square face shape, you want to take attention away from your face shape, because naturally you are gifted with a more dare I say, a bit more of a chubbier look, a bit more of a bigger face shape. And when you have a bigger face shape, you want to take attention away from it, create a more even look. And when you come with more defined face shapes, which I'll come to in the next part of the video, you want to bring attention to that, which we'll discuss later. But at the moment, with these kind of hairs, with this face shape, circle face shape, you want to rock something like the flow, the middle part, that's just something longer on the sides. It doesn't necessarily have to be the flow, even a side part. Yeah, anything that's just off your, not too short on the sides, and that should be fine. That's going to allow you to appear more, it's going to create a more balanced look, and people are not going to really, what do you say, they're not going to point at you and be like, oh, this guy's a chubby guy, if you know what I mean. When you, trust me, your hairstyle can make a big difference. If you create that even look, it's going to be great. Now with the diamond face shape, this is one of the most versatile face shapes, and the reason I say this is because this is naturally more of a slimmer look, where Especially if I diet down a bit and lose a bit more weight, my face really gets to that diamond face shape. Now, diamond face shape is basically your forehead is like narrow, your jaw area is also narrow, it's kind of coming in like that, but your cheek area, your cheekbones here are the widest points of your face. So it has that overall narrow look to it. Now, the reason I say this is pretty much very versatile is because long hairstyles are going to suit you as well. I have a longer hairstyle. I used to have even longer hair before, and it would still suit me perfectly fine. But if you have shorter hairstyles, what this is going to do is bring out the definition of your face. It's going to allow your face to just show more, the strong features of your jaw and stuff to really show, and it's going to bring out those features. Whereas even if you have a long hairstyle, it's not going to be bad by any means. This is pretty much a hairstyle where this is a face shape. I keep mixing face shape and hairstyle. Sorry for that, but it's a face shape where you can pretty much go with any hairstyle you want, and you'd still look good. The only thing I would recommend is don't be going around with very kiddish hairstyles, like how people have that mop on the head and stuff. Don't be doing that, because if you do that, you're gonna, with already a slimmer face, it's very easy to make yourself appear kind of immature and stuff. You don't want to be doing that, especially if you're post age of 17, 18. You don't want to be looking like a 13-year-old kid, man, having a freaking mop on your head. Don't do that. You want to create a more of a, you want to have some part of your forehead showing. And the common theme you see me talking about throughout this video is you want to have your forehead showing as a man. Don't cover it up too much, because especially if you're going out and stuff, if you're at home, nobody cares. Even I have my hair on my forehead. You can't help it. Sometimes it just literally flops onto your forehead. But try to get it off your forehead as much as possible. But when it comes to a diamond face shape, you can pretty much rock a fade on the sides. You can have a longer hairstyle like the flow, a middle part, a side part, whatever you want, and it'll probably suit you well. But if you want to really bring out the features that you have, the good features of your face and stuff, do aim for a shorter hairstyle, because it's going to take attention from your hair and bring it onto your face. Whereas if you have longer hairstyle, it's going to bring more attention into your hair. It's literally a matter of which area of your appearance you get more compliments on, rather than which is the weaker area. That's literally it. You can pretty much do whatever the heck you want. Now, with your oval face shape. Oval face shape is another one where you want to keep your hair a bit longer. I would not recommend going skin tight fades or anything for this kind of a face shape, because the thing is, oval face shape, it's not necessarily, it's kind of a slim down version of the circle face shape basically. It's like, it's long, your face shape is a bit more long, but it's a bit more curved overall. It's kind of curved overall, and you want something again longer, a bit more wavy, messy on the sides. And you don't want to be going to a skin fade, because it's going to bring a lot of attention onto your face. And again, I talked about it, a couple of face shapes here you don't want to bring attention to. You want to take attention to that. Oval face shape is another one of those, because you have a face shape where you don't have necessarily chubby features as such. You're not like fat or anything, or your face is not that big, but it's long, and you do not have those sharp features. You won't be having a great jawline, or your face is not going to be super narrow. So you want to take attention from that. Grow your sides out, and you could yeah, have a bit of bulk on the sides. This is what I meant. I'm sorry if I messed it up by constantly. You don't have to grow your hair super long like I have on the sides, but you want to keep some bulk on the sides of your hair. Now, when you have some bulk on the sides of your head, your oval face shape, that it's like long and it's like this, will have some sort of symmetry when you kind of create a little bit of bulk on the sides. Again, you do not have to go like this long, but a little bit of bulk still remaining. You do not want to go skin tight with your fades. Just have some bulk. It'll create that evenness, and that's how you maximize your looks if you have an oval face shape. Now, the final one is a rectangle face shape. Your rectangle face shape is I honestly don't quite see it much before rectangle face shapes, but it's a face shape where your forehead, your cheekbones, and your jaw, everything has like the similar width. It's like the same. For example, for me, my forehead is like shorter, my jaw is shorter, or what do you say, slimmer, and my cheekbones are a little more popped out. Um, for the rectangle face shapes, most part, obviously not going to be super even, but it's kind of going to be all around the same area. Like, it's going to go like that. Now, with this face shape, you can pretty much do whatever hairstyles you want. But again, you do not want to keep very tight fades. Now, the common theme you'll be noticing is you want to have a bit of a longer hair. More longer hair throughout the face shapes is going to suit most people. Shorter hair, you're going to kind of taking a risk. Again, like I said, with the diamond face shape, it's pretty much the only face shape that I can like through and through go out and recommend. You can even get a shorter hairstyle. Whereas with these other ones, it really just depends, man. It really just depends. If you feel you could go with it, go ahead. But It's a very risky thing going short for most people, because this face shape that I have now, suddenly if I go like skin fade, my face may appear chubby. It's a crazy difference. Your hair can make a huge difference with this face shape as well. With the rectangle face shape, do not go to sides on too short on the sides. It's not one that you need a super long hairstyle. In fact, this is actually quite a very versatile face shape. The only thing you don't need to do is go very short, but otherwise you can kind of create a messy look like I kind of have right now, or you could create a super, professional, formal looking slick back look, anything with a decent amount of hair. You do not want to go super short, that's the main thing, but otherwise you can pretty much rock any hairstyle. It's going to suit your face shape because your face shape is already very even. Now, to bring out that evenness of your face shape or symmetrical look of your face shape, you could go with a very classy look like a slick back, a side part, whatever, or you could try something even more out of the box, a bit more trendy, whatever. Add some sea salt spray, get those waves in your hair, create some texture. You could do that as well. And I literally have a full course in the link description or the bio. You can click on the link. Full guide to looks maxing, and I'll teach you, how to use a product to do your hair, how to maximize your hair type, everything, your skin, everything is there. Click on the link if you want to. But back to the video. Um, yeah. The common themes, like I've literally covered all the face shapes: rectangle face shape, circle face shape, diamond face shape, square face shape, and oval face shape. Now, the common thing you would have noticed is going short of with your hairstyle is a very big risk. Now, this is a risk that I took a lot in the past, especially going to school. You kind of have to maintain a shorter hairstyle, and I absolutely I absolutely hated it most times because I was a chubby kid growing up, and then going like short on the sides was a huge mistake. It would kind of create this whole kind of football, literally, like my face looked, my head looked like a football. It was like, yeah, I might put a picture of it if I remember, but yeah, you don't want to be going super short, because unless you have a super defined face like the diamond face shape, it's a very risky look that you're taking going super short on the sides. And one thing I would say is the skin fades are overrated, man. It's outdated now. Like, if you're still thinking about, oh, I need to have a fade every couple of weeks, or you're freaking crazy, bro. Like, trust me, grow out your hair for a couple of months and a lot more people will be looking at you. Your attractiveness will go up a lot better, a lot more. Short hairstyles are just, especially ones with one skin fade, the ones with faded fades on the sides are very outdated. It's a very boring look. Grow out your sides, but that's about it. The main thing is, if you have a circle face shape, square face shape, make sure you're having a bit of hair on the sides. You want to focus on the sides a lot more than the top. Have some hair there. It's going to create some evenness to your face shape. When it comes to your rectangle face, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Avoid extremely short hairstyles and you should be good. If you have the diamond face shape, you're lucky as hell. Do whatever the heck you want, you're fine pretty much. Oval face shape, again, keep the sides a tad longer. Just have some bulk there. You don't even have to keep it super long like the circle and square face shape. Have some bulk there and you should be good. Now, these are the 5 face shapes. Trust me, if you follow through with the face shapes and understand your face shape very well, it can work magic, man. Because I've said many times in the past, a hairstyle that looks good on somebody else is not going to look good on you. You have to judge your face shape, your physique, all that plays a role, and you know it better than anyone else. But at least you know now that face shape is an important thing. Again, click on the link in the description if you want to get a full guide to my looks maxing course, and that is about it. See you. Bye.